studio, please, can you give us the first standard of the national anthem while we recite the second standard as the opening prayer? Thank you. God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, with love and honesty to grow, and living just and truth, great lofty heights and things, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Thank you very much. You can all be seated. Engineers driving digital transformation in Nigeria. You would wonder why this theme is meant to, as a call for industries and professionals in the industries to look for ways and avenues of ensuring that technology does not stay crude the way it is, but it consistently undergoes innovation, creativity via digital networks and via digital technology in achieving the development that we desire in Nigeria and globally. How organizations adapt business processes to make the best use of their technological investments from experts in the field, starting from the panel session taking place right after the opening ceremony. I would like to encourage us to stay tuned. Every aspect of this program will be educational, will be interesting and informational for us to transform Nigeria into the nation we all desire and deserve. I'd like to encourage us to stay quiet as much as possible so we can listen attentively and benefit from dignitaries and professionals that are here to share the wealth of knowledge with us and for us to rub minds together. Once again, I would also like to admonish us to please enjoy the rich network of professionals that are here. We have every industry you can think of globally seated here, representing each of the departments that can make Nigeria a better place. Can we give ourselves a round of applause?
NSC, MNI, AB represented. The Chief of Defense Staff, General L.E.O. Irabo, AB represented by the Director of Engineering at the Defense Headquarters, General Gabriel Ochigbono. The Vice Chancellor of Now University, Professor Usman Nuri Aras, Engineer Nkechi Yeresigwe, FNSC, Engineer Beatrice Oduni, FNSC, past presidents of Upwind here present, the Vice President of NSC, Engineer Aisha Aliyu Umar, FNSC. Our special guests of honor, the Managing Director of the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting, Mr. Abbas Umar Masanawa, the Managing Director of Siemens Energy, Mr. Shane Suleiman, the Head of Digital and Technology at the Nigerian Breweries, Phil Aneke. Our guest speaker, Mrs. Dixon. Distinguished the Chief of Defense Staff, General L.E.O. Irabo, ably represented by the Director of Engineering at the Defense Headquarters, General Gabriel Ochigbono. The Vice Chancellor of NA University, Professor Usman Nuri Aras. The 6 founding members of Upwind, our great association, Engineer Maya Oladetiba, FNSC, FANG, Engineer Nwakegu Monica Ojukwu, FNSC, Engineer Nkechi Yeresigwe, FNSC, Engineer Beatrice Oduni, FNSC. Past presidents of Upwind here present, the Vice President of NSC, Engineer Aisha Aliyu Umar, FNSC. Our special guest of honor, the Managing Director of the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting, Mr. Abbas Umar Masanawa, the Managing Director of Siemens Energy, Mr. Shen Suleiman, the Head of Digital and Technology at the Nigerian Breweries, Phil Aneke, our guest speaker, Mrs. Dixon, distinguished members of the Executive Committee of APWEN, all members of APWEN and NSC here present, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, with gratitude and a deep sense of humility, I welcome you all to the 2021 International Conference of the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN. Sorry, I'm so sorry here. My president, sir, the president for the Council for the Regulation of Engineering, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu. I apologize. With gratitude and a deep sense of humility, I welcome you all to the 2021 International Conference of the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN, on arguably the largest gathering of Nigerian female engineers. The theme for this year's conference is Women Engineers Driving Digital Transformation in Nigeria. And we'll be looking at how organizations adapt business and processes to make the best of their technology investments. Experts in the field have been invited to speak at a panel session taking place right after this opening ceremony. It promises to be an enlightening session. Also, there is an exhibition arena in the next block, and I'll be leading our invited guests around the stands just before the panel session. APWEN is primarily a professional association open to all female engineers in Nigeria who, by their engineering qualification, are registrable by the Nigerian Society of Engineers. However, in its 38 years of existence, APWEN has evolved into an educational and service organization on a mission to increase the number of women that are practicing engineering. And this is to effectively fulfill our vision of being the catalyst for the advancement of women in the engineering profession towards national and global technological development. Over the years, we have developed outreach programs to accomplish our mission of increasing the numerical strength of female engineers. These programs have mainly been to inspire girls to take up the sciences with the view to pursuing a career in engineering. However, since January 2020, we have become intentional in getting girls who study engineering to practice the profession. We introduced an outreach program that we call Town and Gown for young engineers from penultimate graduation year up to 3 years post-graduation. The aim of the program is to build their capacity and help them develop employability skills or entrepreneurial skills, or both. The idea is we want to provide them with skills that bridge the gap between their university education, representing the gown, and the industry where they will practice, representing the town. Hence the name Town and Gown. We help this group of young engineers, both aspiring and young professionals, we help them to develop employability skills by inviting employers of engineers, especially multinationals, as mentor partners to interact with and mentor them. Some of those that we have invited as mentor partners are here, like Siemens Energy, like Guinness, Nigerian breweries. They are here in this conference, who have been, and Baker Hughes, who have been our mentor partners for these young engineers in the past. And our objective is to create a pool of ready now female engineers for the industry, and also provide an excellent ground for organizations to recruit young, bright female engineer talents. We have had 5 editions of the Town and Gown since 2020 when we started, targeting participants from each of the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. We are going to be having the 6th edition in the course of this conference that is representing the southeast zone of Nigeria. The Town and Gown effort is yielding fruits. Organizations approach Upwind to recruit female engineers, forward-looking organizations who are in tune with the global trend of diversity and inclusion, and they are deliberately seeking to increase the female-male ratio in engineering jobs. In the last 3 months alone, a total of 8 young female engineers have been employed by our mentor partners. Another 25, actually that number should be 80, because after I wrote my speech, I contacted the people that requested for them, and it told me it was 80. They are presently undergoing internship with a UK-based organization who contacted Upwind for female engineers. These will be employed after a 6-month internship. Indeed, this is the best time in all of history to be a female engineer. The Upwind Town and Gown is sponsored by Wally Foundation, the CSR initiative of Wally Energy Chemicals and Resources in Australia. And the Upwind Town and Gown could not have come or been introduced at a better time. That is because in 2018, Upwind started a program for primary school girls called Inventive Build It. This program selects girls with engineering aptitude through STEM competitions and incentivizes them to study engineering by awarding them scholarships from primary to university. 8 editions of the Inventive Build It program have been held since 2018, with almost 500 girls from all 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria presently enjoying scholarships sponsored by various organizations and individuals. 81 of those girls are being sponsored by the NNPC, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Another 90 of those girls are being sponsored by the Executive Governor of Borno State, His Excellency, Engineer Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, FNSC MNI. Another 300 are being sponsored by the Honorable Member of the House of Representatives, Dr. Zainab Gimba, representing Mbama, Gala, and Kalabage federal constituencies of Borno State. Just last week, another 10 got sponsorship by the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company. So Upwind, through the Invent It, Build It program, has created a revolution of girls that will take up engineering as a career. This is in addition to girls that get inspired to study engineering through our other outreach programs for secondary school girls, like our Technical Bootcamp for Girls, our She Engineer program, Introduce a Girl to Engineering, and the Take a Girl to Work program. With the Upwind Turn and Gun in place, we are rest assured that majority of these girls who eventually study engineering will practice the profession, and our mission of increasing the number of practicing female engineers will remain on course. Apart from the Turn and Gun, we also have the Invent It, Innovate Challenge, introduced in 2019 for engineering undergraduates, in which they are expected to work in teams and come up with engineering solutions to a societal problem. The topic for this year's competition is the Energy and Power Challenge. It's a competition with prize money attached, and it is hoped that exercises of this nature will encourage them to practice the profession when they graduate. Another outreach program that Upwind introduced earlier this year is the Tools and Tiara program to develop women in male-dominated trades like welding, carpentry, plumbing, masonry, and others. Our target beneficiaries for this category are national diploma and secondary or technical school certificate holders. Like, we recently received a request from one of our partners who is hunting for a logistics company who wants female forklift operators. And we are working to fulfill that request. Various Upwind chapters in different states of Nigeria are also reaching out to ladies in male-dominated trades to mentor them and help them to return to school and become engineers if they so desire, all as part of our Tools and Tiara initiative. For example, in Ilorin, Kwara State, we have a motorcycle mechanic, Tony Atoyebi, whose education is being sponsored by the Ilorin chapter of Upwind. Is the chairman of Ilorin here? Chairman of Ilorin chapter, are you here? Okay, thank you. In Benin, Edo State, we recently found a lady vulcanizer named Becky Osage. And the Upwind Benin chapter has visited her, and we mentor her. Upwind Benin chapter, can you stand with your mentee? We invited Becky to be here today. That is Becky right there on the screen. And Becky is in the house today. Where are you? So we visited Becky, and the Upwind Benin chapter is actually taking charge. I don't have all the photos, but when they visited her, they gave her the PPE, and she was fully dressed in a blue overall and steel-toe shoes. And they have also enrolled her in, because she said she couldn't read and write, so they've enrolled her in a school so that she can learn to read and write. Please go and sit down. Thank you. So those are the interventions that we are making as an association to help women in male-dominated trades to practice what they have learned and also improve their lives. If they are able to go to school, we help them to go to school. Human capacity development. In April 2020, we launched the Upwind e-learning platform, which enabled us to provide more resources and reach a much larger audience with capacity building workshops and webinars. The platform gained instant traction, providing education to our circle of engineering professionals and to the general public. We had access to hundreds of highly trained professionals from across the world who are acclaimed experts in their domain, including professors from Harvard University and Manchester Metropolitan University in the United Kingdom. We've been able to reach and share targeted self-development content with thousands of women and men. The Upwind e-learning platform is a simple virtual meeting platform, and we are working to transform that into a platform for massive online open courses, MOOC. The platform has been designed and the app is hosted on Google Play Store now. If you go to Google Play Store, look for Upwind X. Upwind X. That's our massive online open courses. Presently we are signing agreements with instructors so that they can add their courses on the platform. And we will launch it anytime soon. Once the courses have been put in, we are going to launch the platform. Also in the year 2020, as part of our She Engineer program for secondary school girls, Upwind partnered with the University of West of Scotland to train 200 science teachers in all 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria in STEM teaching techniques. We realized that the teaching of STEM subjects plays a major role in girls choosing to take STEM subjects or not. In other words, poor delivery of STEM subjects could prevent a girl with engineering aptitude from studying engineering, and we want to guard against that, if truly we are to increase the number of practicing female engineers. I'm actually an example of such a person. I wouldn't have studied engineering today if they had not changed my math teacher in my class 3. I tell you, because my math was very poor in my class 1 and my class 2, because our teacher was white, is a white woman, a Philippine, and I just couldn't understand what she was saying. The accent didn't sound like my mother's accent, so it was just difficult. But in Form 3, when they brought a Nigerian teacher, I picked up very fast, and I just went to 80s and 90s. I said, I didn't know this was so simple. So we want to guard against such a thing by helping teachers to learn how to teach these subjects so that we can have more girls studying engineering. The She Engineer program is sponsored by the Royal Academy of Engineering in the United Kingdom. Harvard University Award, a validation of our work. Upwind's work was presented for an award at Harvard University, and on the 27th May 2021, our work won the Derek Buck Public Service Prize at the Harvard University Commencement Ceremony, a validation of the work we do, and we are extremely proud. Advocacy for advancement into board positions. We seize opportunity whenever we can to advocate for gender diversity in the boards of companies and parastatals. We visit decision makers, including lawmakers, to press our demands. These efforts are also yielding fruits. Just last week, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, approved the appointment of 10 APWEN members to the boards of various institutes of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. We are greatly encouraged by this and say a big thank you to His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, for his approval, and to the President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Babagana Mohammed, FNSC, for making these proposals. COVID-19 pandemic, because our creativity was unleashed and we are better off for it. But for the COVID-19 lockdowns, we will not be having a hybrid event today, with delegates and guests connecting from every part of the globe. Indeed, every problem has in it the seeds of its own solution. Once again, I welcome you heartily to this great event. Please relax and enjoy every bit of the ceremony as it unfolds. God bless the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria. God bless the Nigerian Society of Engineers. God bless Nigeria.
Our president is doing very well. Can we applaud that? That you showcase him to the world. Can we also applaud the very good boss, who is a great ally of female engineers? The Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Felix Adeniran Ibitoye Kilomodemo. You're welcome.
I was not late because anytime I come, that is the starting time. Correct? So if you come here 8 o'clock and you are waiting for me for 11 o'clock, my 8 o'clock, that is your 8 o'clock. It doesn't matter you came here 7 o'clock, no. My arrival is your starting point, correct? That's why I'm the president. Thank you very much. I must affirm that this occasion, that since the creation of Upwind, almost 4 decades ago, as a division of Lagos State Engineers, the successive leadership of that association have produced and will continue to produce very good people to lead the affairs of this association. I confirm today that Upwind has done NSC proud. And indeed, the body of engineering in Nigeria, we are all proud of Upwind by the quality of programs you reel out. Let me quickly inform you that the theme of this conference, Women Engineers Driving Digital Transformation in Nigeria, is very apt and appropriate. It can never come at any better time than now. It's equally very, and it's also very instructive. Women engineers have played vital roles in Nigerian digital space for many years. The story of Omatek. Can anybody picture Omatek? Seriki? I hope you knew that very well. So if you are taking of digital space now, may her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. A 1 minute silence, please. Let's stand up for her. May God bless her soul. Thank you very much. Please be seated. There are many other contributing their quotas in both public and private sectors. From the practical examples of Upwind that have shown their ability to influence corporate policies for growth and development of our society. I am using this opportunity, therefore, to call on government to consider increased representation of women engineers at all levels of decision-making and implementation levels in the science, technology, and engineering sector in all level establishment across Nigeria. Last week, you saw it was trending. It was a deliberate policy. We said in every sitting where we'll have 3 men, 2 men would bring in 1 woman to make it 3. This is done just to bring up the women folk. You are not lesser than anybody. Check that. You are not lesser than anybody. Yes. Because it's a male-dominated environment, and that does not also make you equal to us, right? Thank you very much. Because it's a two-way switch. In as much as we are not claiming too much right, please don't equal yourself to us also. Because we are the husbands, right? My wife, if I go home, please, don't cause wahala. I am only saying that because I'm the president. When I get back home, she is the president. Thank you very much. And so is Bagudu also. He is the chairman and governor here. When he goes back home, Bagudu is the deputy governor in the house. Approve? So thank you very much. So, distinguished colleagues, I want to use this opportunity to remind us that the National Engineering Conference exhibition and the annual general meeting of Nigerian engineers is around the corner. As you are all aware, it's council decision, not Babagana Mohammed decision, that the conference is going to be in Abuja. And it's going to be from 20, no longer to 22nd because we could not get ICC. It's now going to be from 6 to 9 December in the ICC. Please register now. Let's see all of you. I want to see all your beautiful faces. And I also want to remind you, that will be my last conference as President of NSC. We came a very long way. We appreciate all of you. We knew where we started. It could not be better without you. You are the moving forces behind. You made it possible, and we appreciate you. In conclusion, I want to congratulate Upwind. I knew the chairman is going out with me, the president. They are signing out with me together, right? That's 1st December, right? Thank you very much. So this is our farewell message to everybody. I came here deliberately with my wife because I will not bring her again. And she took most of my time. You know women. And I am happy. I am very happy. You know because why? If I now put a push across now, among the men, all of them will fail. One, men, among you, all of you, who knows mascaras? If you know mascaras, raise your hand. Only me. I have won. Who is the other person? The governor. Thank you, sir. So Baguri knows mascaras too. Yeah, Baguri is a challenge now. Who knows foundation, SPH? I have delivered Baguri now. It's only me. You see? Who again? He's raising hand. This one I know you pay. He knows mascaras, he knows foundation. You see? That's the difference. So we are compliant. We are very, very compliant. And I think Zulum also knows mascaras because I was talking with him. He knows mascaras and he knows foundation SPH. So I think you have done very well. So we appreciate all of you for coming and for listening. God bless all of you. Thank you and God bless you.
Can we give my presidents another resounding applause? For you to know mascara and know foundation with the specification, you know we are engineers. It's not all foundations is applicable. If you are fair and you apply the dark foundation, you know you have missed your specification.
Fellow executive members of the high table, fellow of our society, fellow engineers, the member of the press, good morning. It is a privilege to read the citations of the keynote speaker this morning. The keynote speaker, Ogogo Omane Dixon, the Managing Director of Baker Hughes Ghana and Executive Director OFC Drilling Services and Drill Bits SSA. Ogogo Dixon, known as O.G. Dixon, graduated in 1999 with an honorary first-class degree in applied mathematics from the University of Benin, Nigeria. O.G. hired straight out of the university in 2000 by Baker's Hughes, where she served at National Youth Service Corps as a well planner in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. She remained in the role for 4 years, handling critical projects, took some out in the workshop, in the building and maintaining downhole drilling, tools and being the country well planning soft focal point for all technical issues. She also played a key role in the introduction of auto-track house CLS, rotary closed loop system in Nigeria capacity in Shell, especially in Shell. which resulted to an increase in contract for the company. In 2000 to 2007, OG took up the role of measurements, lodging, well drilling engineer and became Baker's Hall Nigerian first female directional driller, working in various critical projects and in various deep water projects in various countries. Providing measurement and formation, evaluation, well drilling, data as a measurement, logging well drilling engineer. As a directional driller, she was responsible for drilling the well according to the directional drilling plan, orientations of drilling assembles, and tools bearing time measurement of tool face. Responsible for performing proximity checks and directional survey calculations. Spent a year in 2007 to 2008 as senior drilling engineer for Baker's Hall, handling complex directional and horizontal well, mentoring, orienting, training and planning and the drilling engineers, crafting of case history, cost analysis for well drill, carrying out drilling engineering software installation, providing technical support to the rig and office-based engineers in the district. She was also the advisor on well bore positioning, ensuring waiver assigned as needs to decide if a well is drillable or not, and providing technical support for directional drillers. To further show our commitment to take up challenges, interest in sales and commercial, OG accepted the role as Shell Petroleum Development Company Accounts Manager for Baker Hughes in 2008 to 2009. Due to her performance, she significantly improved relationship between Baker's Hughes with Shell Petroleum Development Company and drastically reduced lapse days on invoicing when compared to previous year, meeting all sales goals and services quality. It was no surprise in 2009 that she was identified to take up the role as Baker Hughes Commercial Manager based out of Lagos, Nigeria. As a commercial manager, she developed pricing strategy for all Baker's Hughes products line in Nigeria, tender coordinating, leading business reviews, measuring customer satisfactions, customer coverage and support, and play a major role in the increase of market share for all product lines in Nigeria. In 2010, she took up the role as the first drilling services sales manager for Nigeria for 2 years. Grew drilling services Nigeria market share by 60% in less than a year, with a 100% win during her tenure on all tender developed, implemented strategies, tactics to win tender with her knowledge and marketing assistance intelligence. OG Drilling Dixon moved to London in 2012 to take up the roles as the Europe Regional Product Line Manager for drilling services. Thank you. And drilled overseeing 27 European countries for 1.5 years. She was the first female, youngest employee to take up such a role in Europe. Continuously driving in regional and country strategy for sustainable growth and profit, ensuring customer satisfaction and building of key relationship and instruction, ensuring operational excellence on all projects, immediate implementations of corrective actions, developing of local content strategy, managing industrial affairs, interfacing with local authority and country rule, while being instrumental in driving talent, growth, and gender diversity in the business. OG Dixon is married with 2 wonderful children and currently based in Accra, Ghana. At her leisure, she enjoys cooking, playing, mathematics, puzzle, and dancing. Welcome, Jimmy Speaker.
Thank you very much. To put our keynote speaker, let me call you OG as she has known because she's been a long time friend of yours, to put her on the speed and platform that will make her give us what she intends delivering. She is from Baker Hughes, not Baker Hughes, please. I hope that's fine. Thank you very much.
Standing on all existing protocol, the chairperson, distinguished ladies and gentlemen present, I am acknowledged, and or rather, I acknowledge how honored I am to stand before you today. I congratulate the leadership of APWEN for putting this conference together. Thank you, APWEN. And yes, the correct pronunciation of my company, that is an American company, is Baker Hughes, and we're in over 90 countries globally, and we have over 60,000 employees. Digital technology plays a large role in our day-to-day lives and addresses challenges facing Nigeria in general. Sectors such as finance, health, education, agriculture, energy, and the government are quickly embracing technology for dissemination of information, enhancement of service delivery, and to reach their customers more effectively and efficiently. This is where it becomes clear that enabling digital environment is needed to develop individuals, especially women, within these sectors. At the 1995 United Nations Beijing Conference, there was a delegation on the eradication of poverty based on sustained economic growth, social development, environmental protection, and social justice. This required an involvement of women in economic and social development, equal opportunities, and equal participation of women and men as agents and beneficiaries of people-centered sustainable development. It was expressed determination to ensure, through international cooperation, women's equal access to economic resources, science, and technology, vocational training, information, and communication to promote the empowerment of women and girls. One of the main outcomes of the UN Conference on Sustainable Development, Rio 20, held in Rio de Janeiro in June 2012, was the agreement of member states, which includes Nigeria, to launch a process for developing a set of Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Goal 5 of the SDGs refers to gender equality and empowerment of women, and involves the use of enabling technologies, in particular ICTs or digital technology. According to the United Nations, in 2035, 1/3 of the global workforce will be in Africa. Inasmuch as the 21st century is characterized by information and technology, Africa boasts very little global digital technology giants. Therefore, organizations like the Association of the Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria exist to redefine the status quo. Currently, the population of Nigeria is a little bit over 200 million. Out of this, 49.4% are females. Inasmuch as men pretend to control the world, women are truly those who influence societal change. The progress of every society is pivoted on the dominant ideologies of the women. Therefore, the Ghanaian scholar, Dr. Kweye Agri said, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate the whole family, nation.
What digital technology changed are these people in Nigeria?
This is because a child's first point of learning is the mother. A great woman, Ore Oluwalesi, has proven beyond all reasonable doubt, when equipped with the right digital knowledge, can transform the Nigerian digital market. Although her organization, Women's Technology Empowerment Center, was started in 2008, she has impacted about 10,000 women's lives with digital technology. Question: who was the first Nigerian to be certified as a Google developer expert in Android? It is a name of a man that rings a bell. If yes, I'm sorry to disappoint you. That expert is a woman. Have you taken any drug or medicine in the past few days? How did you check the drug you took was authentic? This is where Moyin Oluwa Adeyemi comes with the efficacy app. This app was designed to detect counterfeit drugs in Nigeria. Do you know the app called Molebi, meaning family? This app was created. Okay. So I didn't pronounce the name right. No. Pardon me. Okay. This app was created in November 2013 with the intent to connect families. The application allows you to add your family members from all social networks and then create a family tree. That is a woman's brain at work. Social transformation. Just do it. It is a brave new world where you can be judged based on the work you do. Those were the words of the Golden Brain after she was awarded the Jack Ma African Business Hero Award, Temi Giwa Tubusin, with the Life Bank project, won $250,000, the Ultimate African Netpreneurs Award for developing artificial intelligence and smart logistics, as well as mobile and web tech for solving health problems. Whoever thought that the country director of Andela in Nigeria would ever be a female? Andela invests in Africa's most talented software engineers to help companies solve the technical talent shortage and build high-performing distributed engineering teams. Despite high competitiveness of that position, if Omowale David Ashiru was chosen as the country director in a country of over 200 million people, then you should know that sex is not a barrier. In the digital technology, in the digital tech industry in Nigeria and in Africa. In 2020, World Economic Forum stated that Nigeria is already Africa's largest technology market by internet users and mobile subscriptions. This means that the market is already hot for women in digital technologies in Nigeria. Today, Lagos is fast becoming a tech hub, with more than 400 startups valued at a total of more than $2 billion. So I ask, how can you demystify digital technology to help women tap into the lucrative and transformative sector? We can do that by considering the following. increase women's participation in research in developing technology. According to a literature by Mos Rasmussen and others, the current imbalance in research and innovation is driven by both implicit and explicit bias that leaves the tech field with a lower quality human capital stock that would exist absent such discrimination. Provision of some tax incentives and additional financing by the government of Nigeria can be given not only to individual female or male innovators, but to also institutions that encourage women's research and innovation. Government could create a women's venture top-up fund, which could provide additional finance up to a portion of a given investment, round up for women-led firms, attracting private venture capital on the same terms as private capital invested. Explore the possibility of organizing global networks, convening women working in digital technology space to support and mentor young girls in Nigeria. Moreover, we can prioritize sector-specific networks, such as energy sector, in suggesting the need to empower women in clean energy initiatives. In conclusion, if you're a woman sitting here today, the best change you can give to Nigeria is to be an inspiration to the mothers of the next generation. It is by inspiring the mothers of the next generation that you can stand the chance to really play an everlasting role in the digital transformation of the next generation in the area of fintech, agriculture, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and many more. If you're here today, I urge you never to be quiet in your quest to transform the Nigerian digital technology and technopreneurship. I will conclude by reminding you of the words of Ursula Burns, the former VON chairman and CEO. She said, "I didn't learn to be quiet when I had an option. The reason they knew me, or the reason they knew who I was, is because I told them." The world is listening. What digital technology change are you speaking in Nigeria as a woman? Thank you very much.
In this sitting now, they will use it against me because when I go back home, Aja will take it personal. And we will now align with Baburu, who will be our lifeline, to come and attack what Gogo has said, because we need to attack it. We are putting on the defense. My sister, we are very happy that you came, you took your time from Ghana to come and attend this conference. We are very happy with you, and your submission is excellent. And my governor has noted your submission. Baburu has heard you very well, so Baburu will listen to you. And if you need money, we will print money for you. My company is here. We will print money for you. My company is here. And my governor also is around because he's worried with them. The speaker is here and the wife is here. Everybody is here. So everybody will carry the matter into Zulu. So you are very well covered. And for me to attack you, no, I will not thank you because my wife is here. So you are covered now. So thank you very much.
All the action items that we have picked from the keynote speech of our keynote speaker would be closed out very soon, even before you leave office. Do I have your approval, sir? Anyway, thank you very much. Among several things that she said, increase women participation in R&D, that's research and development. If a nation wants to move ahead and move forward, you need to fund R&D. And why are we advocating for women to be in R&D? Women think very well. Because we are planners. My president, your approval, sir. Yes. Because we are planners, we are organizers, naturally endowed to do all those things. To take very good care of our husbands, take very good care of our home, take very good care of our children, and also deliver in the office. What other tasks, what other skills do you need to be a good researcher and a developer? Can we applaud all the women engineers here? As a woman, you are an inspiration to the next generation, to your generation and to your next generation. Can we applaud ourselves? And we also appreciate and enjoy the allyship of all our men, both engineers and non-engineers, for helping us and giving us the platform that makes us to increase, develop, and helping us with an environment to foster a relationship that promotes unity in Nigeria. Can we applaud our men, please? My president, I'm on track, right?
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by congratulating the leadership of the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria for organizing this conference. The theme, which focuses on digital transformation in Nigeria. The theme is indeed quite apt, because as professionals, for us to be able to compete effectively in the business environment, we really need to overhaul our technology, our data, our processes, and our operations. And I think this is what digital transformation is all about. And I'd like to call on the participants at this conference, like the MC did earlier, to pay more attention to the technical papers rather than running around for political purposes. Let me also, once again, commend the leadership of APWEN for the increased visibility and the vibrancy of the association in recent times. And I think this is what has contributed to creating a competitive edge and comparative advantage for our women engineers. Because in NSC, they are all over the place running around wanting to take over the association. It's okay, I'm an advocate of that, please. I'm coming. And in Korea Council, for the first time since creation in 51 years ago, we have two very strong ladies in the council. We had one, Engineer Idiat Amusu, during engineer this time. He's a ladies' man, and he taught us how to really pamper our ladies. So Idiat was in council during the time of Engineer Kashim Ali, and when he left, he ensured that Felicia came to council, all past presidents of Upwind, and I also ensured that Oguntala came to council. So we have two now. I said in NSC they are running around to take over the society. Let me say that I am a strong believer, in a paradigm shift in our society, the Nigerian Society of Engineers. And the time is indeed now. Upwind will show us the Upwind that you are ready. if you are ready, I want to assure you that a lot of us will support you to take your rightful position in the scheme of things. Finally, let me not be too political, I'm a regulator. Finally, I'd like to thank the organizers of this very important conference. I've not seen an APWEN conference with this crowd over the last couple of years. That means the leadership of Upwind is doing very well, not to also mobilize its members to participate. I thank you for inviting me as a guest of honor and also for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much to our soft-spoken and recognize and appreciate him very well. Thank you once again for always being the ally of female engineers. I'd like to focus on the protocol by calling on Engineer Dr. Yetunde Alade as she comes and call on the governor of KB State for his goodwill message. Engineer Yetunde, please.
Engineer Habiba Babagana Zulu, and also the Deputy Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly, who is also a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineering itself, the chairman of the occasion, Engineer Babagana Muhammad, President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and the Managing Director of the Printing Minting Corporation, Mala Abbas Masanawa, President of Upwind, which is Engineer Fumilola Ojelade, and former presidents of Upwind, ESCO members, and members of Upwind that are here, Vice Chancellor of the Nile University, the guest speaker, Ogo Umami Dixon, and all the distinguished participants in this gathering. Good afternoon, everyone. And you can obviously see my distress that I'm speaking after the president of Upwind, after the president of NSC, who moved me 2 seats away from the president of Upwind, just to serve as a warning that it takes a lot of effort to be president of Upwind. But equally, speaking after Ogo, whose citation I read even before she was called to speak, and who I'm sure everyone will agree is one of those who always reminds us that we should thank God for our blessing. A country that is blessed with talent, a country that is blessed with achievers, only that we need to do more, to work together, to listen to them, to hear their inspiration. So, having spoken on the theme of this conference, I don't think there is much one can add, but to appreciate all of you here and to appreciate that just looking around the hall, we have one of the most important ingredients of success, inclusion. Because, interestingly enough, the front page of The Economist magazine for last week had the title, "A nation that fails its women fails itself. So, we are better than many countries that have set up barriers to women, particularly women in education. And like I said, what we see here is a reflection of that effort. Only that we need to do more. And indeed, we must do more. The guest speaker spoke about the future. Digital transformation is taking place at a faster speed maybe than anyone would have imagined, because I remember many people who read Bill Gates' book, The Road Ahead, in the 1990s. Others would wonder how many decades away are we from this future. But that's future, we are even talking about a new future. The transformation in technology is challenging us, is challenging everything we do, that without conscious effort to re-engineer and provide the platform for popularization of that re-engineering, we will be left behind. But this conference gives one confidence that mobilizing correctly, we are also capable of competing with those other countries that are doing the very best. In November 11th, 2019, it was reported that the e-commerce giant Alibaba posted a largest single biggest daily sale of $38 billion. $38 billion is bigger than the amount of money shared by the 3 tiers of the Nigerian government in 2019, which is money shared at the Federation. I don't know what Baker Hughes made in that year, but 38 billion was almost 80% of the money made in the petroleum sector. So for an e-giant to make that sale on a sale shows that we have to re-examine our digital participation to its foundation. Because the warning there is that it doesn't even matter. You can produce the best of product if you don't link it to advances in digital, the digital technology, the digital era. You will depend on somebody to sell it. If you are good in services, it doesn't matter, you are going to equally depend on somebody to sell it. So there couldn't have been a better time for a team to reflect on what we can do to support engineers. I wouldn't say women engineers, because when Ogogo was ending, I thought after she said, for the women who are here, I thought she's going to still go on further, but she stopped there. So, for the engineers, particularly women engineers, who understand social engineering better, who understand the challenges and the frustrations that are faced by numerous millions hardworking Nigerians for inclusion, who simple improvements, simple technologies can help better their lives, and society can help better its outcomes. We should support them more. And luckily, the guest speaker not only inspired us, but she also suggested a number of areas in which she felt if that is done, that can boost the participation and then better our outcome. Luckily, a lot of is being done. For the first time in our history, the Central Bank of Nigeria has been unfolding schemes of financing that are supporting entrepreneurship, that are supporting engineering, that are supporting intellectual quest, that are supporting domestic production. All items that support engineering and particularly women engineers. In fact, there is a plan that it was announced that a 15 trillion naira infrastructure fund is going to be launched on 15th October by the Central Bank of Nigeria. So for a nation that can do better in any other area, that is one of the uniqueness of our country. We are not a mature economy where sometimes you go, you wonder, what value can I add more? We are a society with a huge absorptive capacity, meaning there's opportunity to add value in everything you do. So I believe engineers, particularly women engineers, is an opportune moment to organize more and to demand of political leaders more and to demand of institutions of government more, so that we can push and ensure that you are giving your pride of place and you continue to lead us and ensure that some of the programs, some of the spending is done in such a way that will mobilize a big proportion of our populace. And to once more thank all of you for really this inspiring session, which I believe will continue to motivate all of us, not only women. When the invitation was delivered by one of my daughters, Deborah, who's here, I'm sure she's not expecting that I will be beaten up by the president in quick succession by the speech, brilliant speech by the guest speaker. But I can't say congratulations enough, because really this is a wonderful, and it challenges us to do more. And we have political leadership under President Muhammadu Buhari and Yomi Osibanjo who are looking at all areas, who I believe if the society articulates how to engage more, there will be no hesitancy in supporting the association so that we can do better. And as to the challenge posed by the president of Nigerian engineers, I believe he has won squarely. But by the time I'm invited to the next gathering, even though his term is finishing earlier than mine, but I think we'll be meeting on a more equal platform. And then I will have told him how much engineering knowledge I have added. Congratulations, and thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the remarks. Up next, we call on Her Excellency, the wife of the Borno State Governor, Engineer Mrs. Habiba Babara Zulu, MNSC.
Our Governor, Borno State Governor. Yeah. My fellow colleagues, my fellow women engineers, student engineers, other professionals here present. Good morning. Well, I can't say much, because my bosses have already talked a lot and they have said so much that needs to be said here. Well, my presence here means so much to me. I try to make it this year because last year I wasn't able to come and I was so much pissed off because I wanted to come and I couldn't make it. And today I'm very happy to be in this great conference because I've never spoken in a conference, though I have. I've been to one or two conferences, but I was never opportune to stand before everybody and talk. I call it a great conference, and this is a very wonderful job from Upwind. Thank you very much. And being an engineer, actually, it's just my passion. I was not inspired by anybody. When I was in my secondary school, like JS2 or so, I dreamt of becoming a pilot because I liked the plane and everything. And when I was in my remedials, when I entered the university, I now realized that this pilots I'm talking about, I don't think I like it again. I just want that engineering. I just want to be an engineer. I don't know where this comes from, but I just want to be an engineer. And God's so kind, I did it. I went for my remedials, finished remedials, and I got an admission to chemical engineering department. And at my final, because I want to make my points relevant to this conference. At my final level, that's 500 level, we were asked to bring a topic for our final research. And I couldn't have any idea on what to research on. Then my supervisor called me and asked me to join him because he was researching, he was then doing his working on his PhD, and it was about diabetes. So he asked me to join him, that he wants me to work with him, and then he gave me a topic. Then it was about something, software, what will I say, user interface. And I had no idea about it. Though I was familiar with some computer and the rest, but I had no idea about programming. So, and I now called one of my colleagues, because he was a guru then. Then I asked him that this is what my supervisor wanted from me. And I had no idea about this, but please help me. He now said, okay, I will help you, but you need to guide me first, because this is your topic, not mine. From there, I started working so hard to see that this programming was a success. And to my surprise, my supervisor was so impressed with my work. We made a user interface that you can use in assessing your diabetes status. And from there, I realized that I really did a great work, and I need to continue in this digital world. So I think digital engineering and technology is the way forward at this century. And I believe this conference will make an impact on our day-to-day work, not even in your profession, but in your daily work, in your daily activities, and also in our profession, so that we will make a very great development and then make our country great. Thank you very much.
Ali Urabiu, the President Upwind, Engineer Fumilayo, the branch chairperson of Upwind, invited guests, former President of Nigerian Society of Engineers, former President of Koren, the Vice Chancellor, Nigerian University, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, good afternoon all. You all know that I'm not very comfortable reading this my speech, as my boss one is still by my side. You all know that. Therefore, if there is any mistake in my paper, take that mistake from me. If there is anything worth of it, please give that credit to my Executive Governor, Professor Babagana Morazelu and I. With apology, His Excellency Professor Babagana Mora Zulum and I could have been here personally, but due to some exigence and other IDP work in my state, that's why he could not make it to be here. Please accept his apology. And he is with you 100% at all time. It is a great pleasure to stand before this August gathering of Nigerian women engineers to deliver a short address on behalf of His Excellency Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, MNI, FNAC, GCOI and Niger. And the chairman of Northeast Governors Forum. The role of women engineers in technological advancements of the country cannot be overemphasized. Hence, the Borno State government is encouraging women engineers in terms of project participation, appointment, and sponsorship into universities and other higher institutions. The United Nations Secretary General pointed out that the fact none of Sustainable Development Goals can be achieved unless Goal 5 is achieved, which is gender equality, is achieved first. The significant part of achieving gender parity is driven by addressing the inequality of inequalities perpetuated in the digital world, from unequal participation in digital technology development. The mobile industry can play a pivotal role in delivering an action plan which reflects renewed commitment towards the full realization of all. The Upwind is partnering with Borno State government to ensure that women are encouraged to take part in the engineering sector for improved and effective service delivery. In its technological driving, the Borno State government has established Borno State Geographical Information System to computerize all non-related issues, and we have computerized the internal generated revenue of the state. All these digitalization and effort are in top gear for the employment of young women engineers, supporting women engineering activities. The state and provide logistics support, encouraging and supporting industrial visitation by women engineers, are encouraging also to assess quality of product in the state-owned plastic company. Gender gap in employment is still wide, hence encouraging young women to focus on engineering and technology to bring such need development, overcome the gender-based force. Otherwise, gender imbalance still remains, and the SDG Goal 5 cannot be achieved. It is in view of the above that we encourage young women engineers to develop interest in all engineering and engineering-related in our various universities and higher institutions. Thank you and God bless. Sorry. I am Engineer Abdullah Musa Askira, fellow Nigerian Institute of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, and Deputy Speaker of Borno State. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Up next, we call on our host, our physical host, the maid that are using this place possible, and that is the Vice Chancellor of the Nile University of Nigeria, Professor Osman Nuru Arad for this.
Distinguished guest of honors, His Excellency Executive Governor of Kebbi State, representative of His Excellency Executive Governor of Borno State, President of Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, Engineer Fumilola Ajelade, Engineer Babagana Muhammad, President of NSC, Engineer Ali Rabiu, President of Koren, Engineer Aishatu Ali Umar, President of NICE, Professor Steve Adeshina, Dean of Engineering Faculty of Nile University of Nigeria, members of the National Executives of APWEN, members of APWEN Abuja Chapter, our distinguished guests, women engineers, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you a warm welcome to Nile University of Nigeria. This university started 12 years ago with a clear mission to provide students with opportunities for quality university education that will bring out the best in them to make them stand tall through time and ready to face the challenges of a globalized and digitalized world. We believe that education is the fundamental key to achieve socio-economic goals such as sustainable human development, sustainable economic development, and sustainable peaceful coexistence. The Faculty of Engineering is one of 6 faculties of our university, conducting 40 undergraduate and 50 postgraduate programs. Our university has an enrollment figure of more than 5,000 students. The university recently joined the Honoris United Universities, a pan-African network of 14 private higher education institutions across the continent with a mission is to prepare and to educate solution-oriented leaders and professionals able to operate successfully in the world's youngest and fastest growing continent, individuals capable of impacting tomorrow's economies and communities. The world is rapidly changing at a dizzying speed, and engineers are some of the most powerful agents bringing about these changes. We are making our engineering faculty a preferred destination for prospective students at home and from abroad wishing to have a decent functional education in a conducive atmosphere. Our vision is to make the Nile University of Nigeria uniquely qualified to provide talented students the type of broad technological education demanded in a rapidly changing world. All our matured undergraduate programs of the Faculty of Engineering are fully accredited by both COREN and the AUC. 4 departments of the Faculty of Engineering have postgraduate programs. We have nationally and internationally qualified lecturers, and the departments are equipped with the state-of-the-art teaching and laboratory equipment. We hope to see some of you return here for your postgraduate studies. The population of female students have consistently improved over the years and now constitute 46% of our total population. This is the trend across all faculties, including engineering faculty. The female students' performance in engineering has been outstanding. We had several first-class female graduates, including the best overall in the departments and the faculty. One of the most important socioeconomic goals is to achieve gender equality. However, currently across the country as well as the world, there is inadequate representation of women in the engineering profession. Research also shows that at very age boys are far more likely than girls to consider a career in engineering. This has led to a huge disparity between male and female engineers in the country. We at Nile University of Nigeria believe that this trend shouldn't be sustained. That is why I and my team are very excited to sign an MOU with Upwind and to collaborate with you in making women inclusion in engineering a reality. I want to commend the present executive members of Upwind both in the local and national levels. This association has contributed immensely to the improvement of women inclusion in engineering whilst breaking down barriers and smashing taboos. I encourage APWEN to do more in terms of bringing up more role models and mentors. At least there are female engineer graduates around. They only need to be aware of their environment and be an ambassador of women engineers. I urge Upwind to bring up more practical initiatives like training, open days, mentorship, and internship exclusive for female engineers and students. Also, to make available a clear and smoother pathway to achieving professional qualifications like NSC and COREN certification. In conclusion, Nile University of Nigeria is working to help create a more diverse, inclusive, and welcoming female engineering community. Nile University of Nigeria develops and is ready and willing to increase partnership with individuals, associations, companies, government and non-governmental organizations to promote education, peace, and development in Nigeria and the world at large. I wish you a successful and productive conference. Once again, welcome to Nile University of Nigeria. Welcome to your university. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. Not only have you given us this physical venue, we also have 3 other classes where people are seated and we're streaming live there. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for the support from Nile University. Before we continue with the remarks, we'll quickly take a break because of excellencies and excellency, so we can have them leave whenever they want to leave. Please, would like to quickly do the corporate awards and then take an official photo section with them. We'll take the photo session first with the governors. The photo session with the governors and the distinguished guests on the high table, please.
Oh, I'm quite excited that this association of professional women in engineering gives us the confidence that we are moving in the right direction, because this hall was full of very, very brilliant, world-class Nigerian engineers are willing to are taking on the world for us, and that's very, very gladdening. This has demonstrated that our inclusive education system, which honors and rewards all sexes, males, females, is working. What we need to do is to do more, so that more of our younger ones, in particular more women, will be able to be supported to achieve their dreams, because they are as good as the best around the world. And that's what we saw here. The guest speaker, a young person who is running a very, very key role in one of the biggest companies in the world, Baker. So it's inspirational.
In your state,
yes.
this specific program of policy.
Yes, in general, we have been supporting, in particular, girl child education by recognizing that they need to be supported more, because historically, the support has been more maybe to the males. So the more we support them, the better we do. So in terms of our scholarship policy, it's almost automatic that a female gets admission for engineering wherever in the world will be supported to achieve her blessed dream.
So with this conference, right, can we see that women are actually out to provide the field? What are the possible challenges that you see, and how can we
The challenge is that we as a society will need to recognize that we need to continue to support everyone, in particular women, and there is a lot of that. We have to look associations like this. They have spoken about outreach programs which should be encouraged by all, so that more younger ones will be inspired to do engineering. There are fundamental programs, or rather programs that are taking place in society, that we need to come out a niche for women, because sometimes when they are competing, particularly with foreign companies, they don't have the track record as the foreign companies will have, no matter how brilliant they are. So I even mentioned that 15 trillion naira infrastructure fund is going to be unfolded by the Central Bank of Nigeria in October, and that is really one that women engineers should mobilize and itemize how they can participate in it, so that we can do better together.
First of all, what stood out for me from this conference is the organization. I've attended many conferences. I'm a student, and this is like the only conference that kind of pay attention to students. There's no segregation between the professional members and the students. They carry all of us along. And then as a female engineer, it's really a tough time in the country, because they expect us to just finish school, get married, forget about professional life. But coming here, reading the profile of some engineers, I'm not only motivated, but I had to be thinking about my life. Since I sat there, I kind of feel my life. How do I drive change in the digital economy? How do I come in? Like, I want my profile to be read one day on that podium, like the red one. This is actually an amazing experience, and I'm so glad that I see this. My name is Mama Sylvia. I'm a 4th-level chemical engineering student of the Federal University of Petroleum Resources, Ifuru, Warri, Delta State.
Thank you.
thank you to the President and also the members of Upwind. Thank you very much. I just have a few words, and what I want to say is basically on the topic today, which is digital transformation. I think the event today has actually proved one thing, and one thing that it has actually proven is that Upwind is well known and they have a very large base. But I think the next level is how do we ensure that Upwind is now digitalized? So, in my view, I think this is what every supporter of Upwind should take home today. All the events and all the areas whereby you support Upwind, think about how do you ensure that the programs of Upwind are transformed from a digitalized perspective. I think, like the chairman of NSC said earlier, Upwind is, a big engine room in NSC. So, in my view, I would like to just mention this, that we as Siemens Energy, we are very supportive of Upwind. We will keep supporting all the events of Upwind. And we just want to thank all the ladies in the house because we believe so much in empowering diversity, especially for female engineers. We are very strong in mentoring. We are very open to that. We are also very, very open to sponsoring engineers on internship, for Upwind members, so that we can transform the world together digitally. So I would like to thank everybody for this, and thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Good afternoon, everyone. And thanks to the chairman of the occasion and our able chairperson or chairman of APWEN. And I want to please stand on existing protocol. I'm breathing heavily because I was practically running down here. I want to stand on existing protocol. I'm very happy to be associated with a conference that has such a theme, women engineers leading the digital transformation in Nigeria. I congratulate the APWEN women for the marvelous work that they are doing, especially Engineer Dr. Elizabeth Ezeribe for putting together this ceremony, and the President, Engineer Fumilola Ojelade, for this well-organized conference which we have all been participating in since morning. 38 years of APWEN, 38 chapters, scholarships to young women to study engineering, the ambition to have partnerships with organizations outside this country. Those are very laudable achievements of the APWEN organization, and I commend you. As Director for Digital and Technology for Nigerian Breweries, I lead a team of professionals to drive and to chart the orchestration of the digital strategy for my company. But I'm also here with some 5 young engineers who work for Nigerian breweries. And I would like to please ask them to stand up to be recognized. Are you here? Stephanie? Ezine? Okay, I think they are outside, but there are 5 of them, and we would like them to be more. So for the young engineers who are here seated, we extend a hand of fellowship to you. As you read engineering, look to Nigerian breweries as a place that you can showcase your talent. During the break, I was talking to somebody and I told the person, I said, I've spent 31 years with Nigerian breweries. I joined as a graduate management trainee who read accountancy. I've done jobs in procurement, in enterprise resource program software implementations, in controllership, and now I'm doing a Director for Digital and Technology. So what does that mean? That your basic qualification gives you the opportunity to showcase and upskill yourself. And that is the investment that you all have to do in yourselves. Engineering is a key driver for technological revolution. During the COVID months, I was privileged to be on an assignment in Amsterdam for my company. And we were bringing live some OPCOs on an enterprise resource program. And we did that using technology in a virtual way. We pioneered the opportunity for people to collaborate via collaboration tools, digital collaboration tools, to bring live OPCOs in 5 different African countries during COVID period when people couldn't travel. And that is the challenge and the opportunity that you have as engineers, that you have collaboration tools readily available for you to collaborate across the globe, that you have access to, and you have to upskill yourselves to use those tools, state-of-the-art analytical tools to do your work, because your work is a work of precision, yeah? And the work that you do also impacts a lot of things. Engineers are involved in robotics, in artificial intelligence, in design thinking, in 3D printing, in endless engineering work done by us in digital. So if, for instance, I have an idea, to create something, most times a co-creation works very well if I have somebody who understands the discipline that is involved in precision work. You can imagine that if a physician needs to trust a tool, and that tool is developed by an engineer who has availed herself or himself of the state-of-the-art knowledge, such an operation goes smoother, faster, with the opportunity for creating more value. My advice to all and call to action is please and please, please again, the young female engineers, make sure that you get advocates or mentorship in the older engineers, in the male engineers, in the female engineers. Learn how to work with any gender. Don't feel that, oh, because I have a lady, I need to, be more, what's that word now? Be more, I will be more strictly controlled. No, whether it's a lady or a man, be professional. Then secondly, collaborate remotely. All the cloud-based tools, Whiteboard is there, Teams is there, Zoom is there, Google Meet. Use those tools to make sure that you are able to meet with your counterparts across the globe and learn from what they are doing. Enroll in current, what do I call it now, platforms that give you access to scientific information, because that's what you need to be a star in your field. And it is an open playing field right now. During COVID, for instance, we could not sell using our traditional tools of selling. Well, what did we do? Our e-commerce platforms got an explosion. You could see us connecting with our customers on social media via our e-commerce tool that we developed during that period, via all kinds of platforms to ensure that we were able to still get the sales done, because our customers are now used, for instance, for online sales. You know that you can go to your Jumia, but you also know that you can call your butcher on the phone. You can basically do your shopping from your grocery shopping from your house. So the rate of change, where all of us will need your help as engineers to finesse the tools that we are using to do business, is exploding. That rate of change is becoming more, the momentum is gaining speed. Also, we have something we call customer personas. Yeah? This is a result of data-driven analysis. So every transaction that we do now is creating a pool of data. which is useful for engineers, useful for digital and technology people like myself. And what we do with that data is something that engineers can use to say, this is the next tool, or this is the next design that people will be looking for. Recently, Microsoft launched something, and they called it the 3D glasses, where you can, just by putting on a pair of glasses, record a transaction or send a message. And that is our reality, that things are changing. And we, as engineers, I call myself an honorary engineer now, need to think about what is that role we are going to play in automotive manufacturing, for instance, in using different kind of metals that are being discovered and that are being, finessed to make a transformation in the world of digital. So please join the revolution, be part of our digital workspace. Thank you very much. All kinds of platforms to ensure that we were able to still get the sales done, because our customers are now used, for instance, for online sales. You know that you can go to your Jumia, but you also know that you can call your butcher on the phone. You can basically do your shopping from your grocery shopping from your house. So the rate of change, where all of us will need your help as engineers to finesse the tools that we are using to do business, is exploding. That rate of change is becoming more, the momentum is gaining speed. Also, we have something we call customer personas. Yeah? This is a result of data-driven analysis. So every transaction that we do now is creating a pool of data, which is useful for engineers, useful for digital and technology people like myself. And what we do with that data is something that engineers can use to say, this is the next tool, or this is the next design that people will be looking for. Recently, Microsoft launched something, and they called it the 3D glasses, where you can, just by putting on a pair of glasses, record a transaction or send a message. And that is our reality, that things are changing. And we, as engineers, I call myself an honorary engineer now, need to think about what is that role we are going to play in automotive manufacturing, for instance, in using different kind of metals that are being discovered and that are being, finessed, to make a transformation in the world of digital. So please join the revolution, be part of our digital workspace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Phil Aneke. I was tempted to call you engineer by the time I listened to all you had to say. And then the cross-border that you've had going through different departments in Nigerian Brewery that we know that is a manufacturing company. Can we please applaud her? I'd like to call on my president, Engineer Funlola Ojelade FNSC, as she handles the award session, specifically the corporate award session. Thank you. Can we please applaud her? We call her the digital president.
Thank you very much, Engineer Bosede. Thank you all for your patience. We have some corporate awards here for people that have continually supported us, and in a big way too, making our lives easier. Because as a non-profit, non-governmental organization, we need all the help that we can get so that we can continue to help the nation, help the young engineers, and help even ourselves. So the first award here goes to Nile University of Nigeria. I would like to invite the President of the Council of Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria to please present this award with me to Nile University. The Hyper Helper Award. Where's the mic? I want.
When I present. Thank you. This is an Upwind 2021 award, Hyper Helper Award, presented to Nile University of Nigeria for over and above support to the cause of Nigerian women engineers. Congratulations.
Thank you. Permit me to still keep my current president standing for the second presentation.
The next award, our 2021 Hyper Helper Award, goes to Siemens Energy.
We have the MD.
Yes, the Managing Director of Siemens Energy, Mr. Sheikh Suleiman.
I go.
The next award goes to Guinness Nigeria, our 2021 Hyper Helper Award for over and above support to the cause of Nigerian women engineers. Please from Guinness, you are the one, please come. I would like to invite the chairman of FCT Water Board, Engineer Kashim Abdullahi, and MNI to please come and present the award. Engineer Ali.
Upwind Hyper Helper Award to Guinness Nigeria Limited for over and above support in the cause of Nigerian women engineers. Congratulations.
Current Council Member, Engineer Margaret Aina Kutala, to please present this
organization. We need all the help that we can get so that we can continue to help the nation, help the young engineers, and help ourselves. So the first award here. Goes to Nile University of Nigeria. I would like to invite the President of the Council of Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria to present this award.
Thank you, my President. This is a very wonderful coincidence because I met her a few hours ago and we've been chatting, and I just told her that she did a very good job of marketing Nigerian breweries. So for getting this again, I congratulate you, madam, and I congratulate the Nigerian breweries.
Today's award goes to the Nigerian Television Authority, the 2021 Hyper Helper Award for over and above support to the cause of Nigerian women engineers. Anyone from NTA? Why don't you let her come up? Let her come. Let her collect it from you.
She can collect your comment here.
Immediate past president of Korea will support me, please.
Okay, I'm the one doing it.
You are the one doing it.
Okay, I'll stay here.
I'm sure that
all of us are aware of the support we have been getting from Korea. And these ones here are always called the Upwind, because they are always there for the women. On behalf of the Association of Professional Women Engineers, we present to Koren, headed by our own refuge, this 2021 Hyper Helper Award. Congratulations, my president. I hope my president will not take my Korean certificate if I didn't pronounce his name very well.
Very well.
Helper Award for over and above support to the cause of Nigerian women engineers.
You know, when we started this association some 38 years ago, and we were thinking of how Upwind would be a division. Because before then, all other female organizations were on their own. But NSE said that they want the female organization, the female arm of NSE, to be part of NSE. And we are grateful that from that day one, we were given special position in the Nigerian Society of Engineers by our well-dominated NSE presidency. But they have always been there for us. But this year's president has done it all. Whenever Upwind called, he's there. It doesn't matter what we require, whether it's finance, whether it's physical presence, he's always there for us. And that's why Upwind is handing over this
Hyper Helper Award to the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thank you so much.
Award of Popular of Women Empowerment Award, posthumous award to Madam Haja Maria Babangida for her tremendous achievements as a pacesetter and vanguard for the advancement of women in Nigeria. Thank you.
Sorry, that award was named Pillar of Women Empowerment Award.
On that note, we'll close the award session, and then we'll please exercise patience. We have the panel session that will be set up for us to have a technical discussion. And if we look at the page 22 of our program of events, we have the 2021 International Conference panel session. Team Women Engineers Driving Digital Transformation in Nigeria. We have a couple of panelists who are well experienced in their various endeavors that will dissect this theme for us, and I believe it will be an interesting session. On that note, I would like to call on the Chairman Planning Committee, Engineer Dr. Elizabeth Eteribu, FNSE, as she does the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming for the program. Particularly, I want to give a good thanks. I want to thank the governor of Kebbi State in absentia. He took time to come all the way from, he was supposed to be in Kebbi today, but because of this program, he decided to come first before going. We are grateful. Thank you for coming. I want to say on behalf of the President, the Executive, and the Planning Committee, and all the past presidents that have made a pace for us, we want to thank him for honoring us. I also want to thank the representative of the governor of Borno State, that is always a supporter of female engineers. We thank you for turning up for our occasion. I want to thank also the wife, who is one of all, the wife of Borno State's governor, for making it. You heard her speech. She had always wanted to be in our mix. So today was really a great opportunity for her, and we love her. We appreciate that. I also want to thank the president of Nigerian Society of Engineers, the person of Engineer Mohamed Babagana, FNSC, who is the chairman of this occasion. Thank you so much for honoring us. We also want to thank the president of Koren. How dear he is to us. He's been always in our program. He always honors us. And you remember everyone talking, we say, I don't want the ENGR to be taken away from my name. So he's the one representing the Nigerian government to see to that. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence. I want to also thank the Vice Chancellor of Nile University of Nigeria. He didn't only give us the venue, but he made it possible that he attended this program. And we thank you so much. We acknowledge that. We are very, very grateful to you. We also want to thank the keynote speaker, who out of a tight schedule made it to be here. She was one time away from Nigeria, but she promised she was going to be here and she made it. So thank you very much for that. We want to thank also the MD Seaman. I love his speech. He made a commitment to Upwind, even though they've been supporting us, that they will make sure that Upwind is digitalized, and that is the era we are in. So thank you very much, sir, for that. We are grateful to you. One thank the representative of Nigerian breweries. When we heard about her, there is a female that is handling that digital aspect in the industry. We're proud, and that's why we had to invite her here. Thank you for honoring us, everyone that has come. We appreciate all your presence. And I want to say at this point in time, on a sad note, that of our members that departed. We feel so sad, so pain, but even in the midst of that pain, we submit to the will of God. One of them is Engineer Chioma Okoli. She was always there for us when it comes to all this digital registration. And thank God we have to really struggle to make sure that that gap, even though we can't feel it all. And another one is Engineer Dr. Hassana Ibrahim, a very senior technical member of Upwind at our branch and national. We really feel sad about them. But we submit to the will of God, like I said. And in their honor, I want you to rise up, please, to observe 1 minute silence for the souls of our departed colleagues. May their gentle souls rest in peace. Thank you very much.
Session to a close, and then we go in straight into the panel session. Please stay calm and quiet. Your lunch will also be brought to you here, please. We have more than enough for everyone. The people in charge of it will make sure it goes around so that we don't lose the composed atmosphere that we have here. Once again, we want to appreciate all our leaders, all our dignitaries, all our elders, all our fellows that have been here from the beginning to the end of this opening session. Studio, can we please have the national anthem, and then we draw a curtain to the opening ceremony. The first standard of the national anthem, please.
I think we can leave out protocols, but if not, please permit me to speak on the existing protocols. I would like to say that I think there are a number of misconceptions about digital transformation. Actually, in the literature, digital transformation is actually divided into 3 phases. There is a digitization phase, there's a digitalization phase, and then there's a digital transformation phase. The digitalization phase is very straightforward. So I have a picture and I want to use it for digital purposes. I can convert that picture to pixel and then I can use it, my computer can work with it, though it also works with an analog thing. So digitization is a little bit straightforward. What is not too straightforward is digitalization. So there is a company that maybe sells things or do banking, and then they look at their processes and procedures, and then they want to improve their processes and procedures. They then invite Pricewaterhouse or Accenture. That process is actually called business process re-engineering, which falls under the category of digitalization. They haven't changed their core business, and the technology they are offering has not actually brought, whereas it has made their processes very efficient, it has not brought any new value, as it were. So that's the digitalization. And then, when we talk of digital transformation, it actually goes beyond just improving using digital skills or digital technology to improve your processes and procedures that you are already doing. It actually deals with data, it deals with agility, and it deals with getting other values. I'll give an example, because it is very easy to understand with the example. What technology would we say led to Uber, Bolt, Airbnb? The taxis we used to take in those days, even of course around us, we take taxis drop. Sometimes they take us to where we're going. Other times they do one chance for us. But even in advanced environments, where they have taxis, where they take, it is not, it's just a software. It is not universal, it is not open, it has not created any value because it must own a taxi. Airbnb does not own an hotel, Uber does not own any hotel. So this is proper digital transformation because a new value has emerged. And for me, I hope I'm not going too far. Do I stop? You know I'm a lecturer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. You can agree with me that it's quite interesting to hear Professor speak to us. So I will come back to you in the GP. Dr. Mrs. Kehinde Samuel, thank you very much, ma'am. He has talked a lot about digital transformation and has explained to us the difference between digitization, and digital transformation. Now we are all aware that digital transformation is the change associated with the application of digital technology in all aspects of human society. Ma'am, why should companies care about digital transformation? Why should they care about digital transformation?
Thank you for this opportunity. It permits me also to stand on the historical truth. I like the fact that Professor Adushina started from the necessary education because that is required for you to understand what we shall be discussing. It is important to understand what we mean by digital, by what we mean by digitalization, by what we mean by digitalization, and by what we mean by digital transformation. Like he said, starting from digital, in information theory, when we say something is digital, it means that electronically they are in 2 states. And when we say 2 states, we mean a positive and a non-positive, which is usually represented by zeros and 1. So that means the thing is in digital. So whatever it is you store in the system or in any digital format, it's in zeros and and wants, no matter how large it is. Then when it comes to digitization, it's when you convert a physical document or an analog document to a digital document, that's digitization. Then when it comes to digitalization now, what you are doing, you are using digital data to improve your processes that already existed. Then, when it comes to digitalization, digitalization is now re-imaging of your processes, whether as an organization, as an individual, or as a business model. The purpose of this re-imaging is not to change the way you run your business, but to improve, to modify your processes. Now, digital transformation is now, using digitized data and technology to change the overall processes of how you do your business. When I mean processes, I'm talking about the process of doing a business, the people involved in doing a business, and the different models that are involved in doing it. Now, next question which was asked is, why do we need digital transformation? In this current world of interconnected systems, there is no way we can do without digital transformation. The world has already moved from analog to digital world. We saw what COVID brought to us. When COVID came, a lot of things had to come to a halt because we were not prepared for that kind of situation. But for developing world who are already making use of digital form of doing businesses, it didn't come to them as a surprise. So digitalization is important, one, to improve your business, and two, to make you get results in real time. Another thing I would like to talk about is that you cannot achieve digital transformation without certain things. What are these certain things? Basically, we need one, infrastructure, two, our culture. We need to change our culture from the analog world to the digital world. Then there will be need for financing as well. And aside financing, we will also be needing a lot of transition plan that will allow you to move from the current analog way of doing things to the digital way of doing things. If the time permits me, I will dwell more on the infrastructure, what we need financing for, the possible transition plan method, and the culture thing that needs to change for digital transformation to come to be.
Very much, Doctor, for that elaborate explanation. She has taken us through why we need that transformation and went ahead to tell us the necessary ingredients required, such as getting the right infrastructure, culture, finance, as well as transition plan. Thank you very much on that. With that, I move to our very own Philomena and Thank you very much for being there once again. We have seen that most industries and organizations will have to transform based on what we have been discussing today. They will have to transform themselves in the next few years, or else they will lose, or they will stand a chance of being taken out of business if they are not careful. Now, the growing adoption of digital technology is driving the growth of digital transformation markets. And for you, as a digital and technology director of the Nigerian breweries, what can you say about the extent of digital transformation in Nigerian enterprises and organizations?
Thank you for that great question. The truth is, digital is upon us, and it is in everything that we do at this moment. Most of us shop online, bank online, basically also socialize with our friends online. So digital is upon us, whether we are ready for it or not. Now, how can businesses take advantage of this? The truth is, if you don't prepare to meet your customers where they play and where they meet, you may lose them to somebody who is willing to invest in meeting them where they interact. So what does that mean? The route to consumer begins to have different omni-channel ways of connecting to the consumer. The consumer has the choice of going to your brick and mortar outlet, your retail shop. The consumer also, some companies have developed the technology for you to even, experience what it is to own their product or their service from the comfort of your home. Make a decision and then experience it real time by visiting them or getting a demo sent to you. So your route to your consumer is important when in a digital era. Also the cost of manufacture is impacted by digitalization and digital transformation. You have that it becomes cheaper for people to make an entry into your industry. We have pure players, like the professor has mentioned, and Uber, which doesn't own a vehicle, Jumia, doesn't produce anything, and Alibaba, which doesn't also produce. So you now have ecosystem owners that have come into the arena. So competition, which is able to access the wallets of your customers online is there. So you have to also play there. And finally, the rate of information. Information is available at an explosive rate. Just think about what you want to know. Go online, one click, you have numerous places where you can get information. So there's no longer that differentiator on knowledge. What is now differentiating is customer experience. So those are the three things that I would like to mention at this stage. Thank you very much, ma'am. We have talked about the importance and benefits of digital transformation, but you will all agree with me that for such transformation or for such a great change and a big leap, it comes with various challenges, and these challenges need to be addressed. Sir, Dr. Emmanuel, sir, we know that there are likely risks or business risks or organizational risks in adopting digital transformation. We want to find out from you what are those risks or likely risks, and then how can tech startups or young digital entrepreneurs be able to mitigate such risks when they come?
Yes, you give off the Nigerian.
Well, thank you very much, and standing on existing protocol, I would also like to first convey the apologies of my team who was not able to make it, and within short notice has asked me to represent him. Going by, I think, the definitions, explanations of what digital transformation is, and the likely obvious advantages attributed to digital transformations, which I may not have to go deep into. Looking at the risks, the risks actually can stem from sometimes, maybe I'd like to take it this way, probably the lack of knowledge, the lack of exposure, and probably lack of infrastructure on ground, or where you have infrastructure not really meeting up with the demand. Now, I'm also made to understand that the tenets of digital transformations are first social media, cloud computing, data analytics, and then mobility. Now, when you don't have the right knowledge about this, there's tendency for you, for example, probably if it's data analytics, you're using the wrong algorithm, or you're also using probably wrongly fed information or wrongly fed data. You can be misled to actually take steps or make investments that at the end of the day might actually hit back negatively. So there is need for one to be well knowledgeable, well informed, and And I think because you can't know everything, that's the truth. So you may also need to consult experts. It's very, very advisable as startups, consult experts, attend conferences, get as much information as possible before adopting any of this technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Seated, remember I told us that we are going to, amidst our panelists, are people that have exploited digital and have used it. And I would like the two of them, everybody has exploited and used it, but I want us to share from the experience of two of the panelists here today. Dr. Mrs. Kehindema, you managed the Nascent electronic voting solution that can digitize the electoral procedure in Nigeria. And that solution was presented to INEC, right? I want you to share with us your experience, briefly, just a brief one, and how we can create a enabling environment for local content advancements in Nigeria.
Just like I rightly said, digital transformation is the force we all need to reckon with right now. There is no better time to discuss this kind of topic right now. Yeah, I managed in a second electronic voting solution. It's an homegrown solution. It is highly innovative. There was nothing that was foreign from what was presented. And I have with me here Mrs. Dennis, she was also part of the team. Mrs. Dennis is sitting over there. So the team comprises majorly of engineers that with the hardware section and software engineers with the software aspect of the project. I happen to double as both the project manager and the software developer of the project. We developed the hardware as well as the software, the write on the hardware, which allows you to conduct election in a day. In fact, our solution allows you to conduct both federal, state, and local government election in a day at a go, and the results can be viewed real time. There was no black spots, there was no gray area, everything was visible. You could do your registration. It was a complete ecosystem from the registration process to the issuance of your permanent voter's card, and if you already have one, we can enroll it in our database. We had a database that allowed for cross-checking if somebody is registering 2 times. We had so many of such situations where someone will register from Kogi, another person, and the same person goes to another state and register and is able to vote. Our system truncated that. There's no how you can have double registration. There are lots of things that we look at as in the excesses in the current system that we try to correct in our own solution. The solution was welcome. It was presented to INEC. It was presented to certain state governors. It was presented to the Federal Executive Council, and they saw that it was a good solution. But just like I said, that we have 3 challenges to the adoption of digital transformation. The number 1 is infrastructure. The second one is culture. The third one is finances, and the fourth one was what did I say? It was transition plan. So the problem with our solution is nothing but culture. Let me stop there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I pray that we have a change in our cultural behavior so that we can adopt new technologies that can move our country forward. Professor Steve Additional, sir, you have been conducting a lot of research using computer vision and deep learning techniques in analyzing medical and biological images and data, especially in automated cancer detection and diagnosis. Can you tell us a bit about it? Cancer is a global issue, and we need to know how this solution that he has, or this research that he has done, is going to, or is preparing solutions. Please go on.
Thank you for a wonderful question and a soft landing question. Thank you. But maybe before since this is an academic environment and engineers are here, maybe before I go into the cancer analysis and diagnosis, I'd like to also mention that I used to be the director of IT in INEC, and I actually was the one that started the voters card. And I like the approach of Nasegi, whom we actually collaborate with a lot. But looking at voters voting, electronic voting, if you ask me, there's no reason why we cannot do electronic voting today. However, as she has said, there are a lot of other complications. There is a political will. Then the solution is not usually as easy as it appears to me. Now, if you want to start, if we're voting in this room, and you want to start whether somebody wants to go through that, it's easy. But when you have 20 million persons, it can actually take you 5-6 days to do the search. So there are some issues that have to be contended with. And if you must do electronic voting, I believe that if you want to do electronic voting in the next election, that's the one after 2023, we should start the day we finish 2023 election to pilot those solutions. However, what we can do, when we find out that usually rigging does not take place at the polling unit itself. Usually it's in the process of transmitting results that rigging takes place. And INEC currently has a solution to transmit results. All that is left is the political will from the assembly, the act. They need to include it. Instead of including it, they're asking INEC to take permission from NCC, which does not make any sense to me. So I'm sure that's not my question. So let me go to my question. I have passion for that. And, let me go to my question. So we have a group that is called the Computer Vision Group. I did my PhD about 10-12 years ago in computer vision, where we look at medical images. And incidentally, some of the successful things that we have looked at, one has to do with women, and was the work was done by a woman engineer. The first one that has been successful, we have actually been invited to Princeton to present, is detecting cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is a terrible disease. Cervical cancer is caused by HPV virus, which incidentally is carried by men. And if it is detected on time, cervical cancer can be cured with very simple methods, liquid chlorine and all that. And what we have done is, and then to get the images of cervical cancer or the cervix, you can use a digital camera. So what we looked at is that, that's one of the many things we've done. What we looked at is that, so if we can take the digital camera of the cervix, and then with our algorithm, we are using the latest technology, convolutional neural networks, and all that, to process. So the image of the cervix is taken, the algorithm runs of the cervix. This statement, that's not just, this cancer is there, cancer is not there, no, that doesn't help doctors. So you want to say the stages of the cancer, and it's been very successful. What we are yet to conclude is to actually integrate it into a mobile device. What I want to do is to put it in a mobile device and deploy it to areas where doctors do not have the skill sets to do these things. And we are actually also avoiding trying to transfer over the internet because you know that we don't have the bandwidth in the villages. So what is left for that is just integration We work on histopathology images, we work on brain tumor. However, I mean, there are experiments and some of these data sets, you will not be surprised that we don't keep data set of the service in Nigeria. To get the data set was impossible. So we had to approach the National Cancer Institute in the US, who actually incidentally had images of the service of women in West Africa, including Uganda. So they obliged us with some of those data which were used for the experiment. I can go on and on this.
Thank you very much, sir, for that explanation. When a professor is giving you a lecture, you agree with me that you pay attention, especially if the lecture concerns your health as women. Thank you for this great innovative work you guys are doing for providing solutions to cases, especially that of cancer, because the cervical cancer affects women. Thank you very much. Now we know that these issues that have been discussed, we as women are advocating for gender inclusion even in the digital transformation. We are also advocating that women should be in the front line driving digital transformation. Of course, this is true. Women are known for being very efficient problem solvers, and we generally bring different experiences than men. And we represent about 50% of the society. But despite all this, the top challenge of women and girls' digital inclusion is the inherent gender biases, sociocultural stereotypes and norms, discrimination and violence that prevents women and girls' participation in STEM and high-tech sector. Ma'am, please, with your experience in the field and in life generally, how do we tackle all these forms of gender stereotype biases and all what you have or what may be that prevents women and girls from actively participating in STEM and high-tech sector?
Thanks for that nice question. Basically, what you're talking about is inclusion and diversity, and gender inclusion specifically. I would like to start with myself, just as an example. When I joined Nigerian breweries, and I will mention, some of you will learn how old I am. I joined 31 years ago. There were only 3 ladies that were in the management cadre, and I was including myself as a management trainee at that time, with another lady who also joined as a management trainee in brewing. She's now supply chain director in Democratic Republic of Congo. Being so few women in a masculine-dominated environment, it came to us that we had a legacy that we had to build. And of course, that was that consciousness to do work the right way and prove that we had the ability to contribute our value. And I'm glad to say that at this moment, Nigerian Breweries has about 30% female representation on the management cadre. And we are going for more, definitely going for more. And what are the secrets that would help a female to succeed in a masculine-dominated environment? The first one is to do the work. Not necessarily that you have to do double, because the women before you have done double. So if we don't do better than doing double, we didn't move forward. So do the work. Don't necessarily become a superwoman and feel you have to do double, but be smart about doing the work. Speak up for yourself. Get the networks that you need to promote the work that you've done. Get a mentor, a coach, a sponsor, an advocate. These are 4 different terms. You can embody it in one person, but you could also find different persons for each of these terms. That is one thing that will differentiate you and shorten the gap to your success. Where you have somebody that you can rely on to help you and advise you when you run into problems, because you will run into problems. If you are trying to change something, and you don't meet opposition, it means that you are following the popular way. Yeah? So you will need these people. Then make sure that you are present. It is an investment in yourself to be present in occasions like this, to be present in activities of your association that will grow you as an individual, grow you with your network, and grow your confidence, to do more than where you are before. Another thing is to have a goal. Have a picture of success. Where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years down the line? And articulate it, write it down. For those of us who read the Bible, they say the vision, write it down, so that it will be clear to anybody that reads it. Make sure that your vision is such that you can see it on the page. And that one-page vision should encapsulate the essence of who you are. So it's not only, you are not only about your work, you are also about your vocation. What are the things that give you joy? What are the associations? What are your children, your family? So have targets for that picture of success in 6 to 8 areas of your life so that you live a balanced life. I think I will stop there.
Thank you very much. Almost wrapping up, it's flexibility to start business. Even with relatively small amounts, they can sell their products or services across the globe. But without digital literacy, digital access, women are not empowered. So how can we enhance digital literacy for women and girls, especially in the engineering profession, so that they can excel?
Thank you for the wonderful question. Before I go on to answer the question, there are certain things I would like to point to since this is my last opportunity to speak. Okay. The digital immigrants companies are doing so well. Among like the 500 Fortune companies, it takes at least 4 years to reach the billion level. But you find out that the digital immigrant companies take less than that to make such an amount. The prof gave an example of Uber, WhatsApp, and the likes of them. So if those who were born before the digital age, I'm talking about the companies in existence before now, once you meet up with the new companies, then they have to embrace the digital transformation. Now, coming a bit to the question that I was asked, before now, a lot of women have really given us a good example. The team says women engineers driving digital transformation in Nigeria. There are some women that we need to recognize. One of them, who is in the place of driving the infrastructure business, is engineer Funke Ubeke of May1 Company. May1 Company is the largest cable company in Africa, currently present in about 10 West African countries. And because of May1, we now have internet at our doorstep and at affordable prices. Before May1, what we had was Satiri, which is an international company, and it was very expensive for people to get bandwidth and broadband and all of that. That is in the private sector. They have a lot of innovative ideas. Currently, they have their own data center. And coming to the public world, we have another woman doing very well in the area of infrastructure. That's the CEO of NICOMSAT, Dr. Bimbola Alade. She's doing so well within her time from 2016 to now. She has made sure that she has brought a lot of innovation into the way the organization is being run. Digital transformation, digital technology is being used in several ways. A number of persons are being trained to improve the cost. Now, I've spoken about these two people who are in a way providing infrastructure that we need for digital transformation. I would also like to talk about another woman doing a great job in terms of instilling the culture in our young girls to get ready for the digital world, to embrace anything technology, that's Mrs. Oreo, the guest speaker also mentioned her. Our organization is a non-profit making WTech, and she has this idea of training children from primary education to as much as you want to get yourself involved in understanding different technologies and what you can do with them. Because the problem basically, why the question you ask, it's kind of like difficult for us to embrace, is that we don't really know the different roles available in digital technology for us to come into. So there is need for us to demystify the different roles in digital technology so that as a girl child you know where you come in. You know, as an MSc student so many years ago, I was the only female in my class of 12. At some point, I had a lady from Gambia join me, but a week later she fell ill and she asked me to come to Gambia. The program was kind of difficult if you know how AUS it was like 13 years ago. So it's about, it's all about having the background knowledge of what you are going into, having the right mentor to take you through the different routes that can help you to the top. And with that being in place, I think you already have all the ingredients that can allow you as a woman to excel in your field. And when you also look at these other women who are doing so well, irrespective of the stiff environment that usually don't allow women, not only in engineering, not only in information technology, generally, women have always had to fight their way in every industry to the top. And if you continue like that, then the sky is our starting point. Thank you very much, ma'am. The sky is indeed our starting point. Now, the last question for you, Professor, is just in 2 minutes. I would want you to help us. How can digital technology provide opportunities for women economic empowerment and contribute to bridging the digital gender gap? Emphasis on bridging the digital gender gap.
Well, I'd like to go back. I agree with Doc that there's a cultural thing. I have 4 boys at home, and my wife read English, I read engineering, and my wife will tell the boys that, look, I mean, I do a lot of teaching of maths and all of that, but she tells these boys that engineering is a boys' course. I don't know where she got that from. So I ended up with 3 kids, all of them reading engineering. Even though deep inside me, I was hoping one of them would be a medical doctor, but they are all reading engineering. So cultural thing is very important. Then your question borders around what we can do to close the gender gap. I'll also tell you a story. I think we have a rare opportunity as women to actually take over from men as far as technology is concerned, and especially because we are women engineers. The basic hurdle of mathematics has been crossed as we speak now. So if we can get ourselves and have an edge over the men as far as digital technology is concerned, we will close the gap. And how do we do this? How we can do this is by, it doesn't matter. Actually, before, I used to try to convince my students. I had this very brilliant first-class young lady that was supervised in electrical engineering. The next time I had is she's a software developer for CBA. So I was not happy. Then, but I think to the point that there's a lot of paradigm shift that is happening that we should be very aware of, and we could take advantage of that. In the past, IT technology was a tool. I mean, you are an engineer in the bank, you are just in the back end. But today, IT technology and digital transformation is taking over everything. And you can imagine what will happen to Zenith Bank or GT Bank if their digital platform fails. So if we were, the point I'm making is that digital transformation is going to get into every area, from medicine to engineering to petroleum and gas engineering. I was speaking with our guest speaker, and today I was like, so why do you guys still go to the rig? Why is it necessary to go to the rig with all the things that we have around? He said it's an adoption problem. He said it has to do with adoption problem in Africa and in facility problem. So now they have developed, in other places, they have developed robots that will do the drilling, that control is just done from the back end, and that minimum number of people are allowed to go to those difficult areas. And I'm saying to you, no matter the type of engineering we are reading, be it civil, you can predict your concrete or whatever you do, petroleum and gas engineering, we've seen what they're doing, electrical electronics, of course, they don't do anything other than IT technology. So I'm saying what to do is, most of these things can be gotten because the world has become a global village. There are several courses that are available online. Several courses that are there. You don't have to pay until you pass. Most of them. You really don't have to pay until you pass. So please, it doesn't matter what area of engineering you're in. Take advantage of these courses, especially AI, augmented reality, virtual reality. Take these courses and you will see the dramatic effect that you will have on your progression, on your job, and this will close the gap. One other thing I'd like to add quickly is that unlike many other universities, in my faculty, 46% of the students are actually women. And when I was young, once a woman, I thought it's not possible for a woman to beat me in class. But I was beaten, I was trampled very well, and then I believe that a woman can actually beat you. So for me here, there was a time that our women are actually the best in the class. That's what I want to tell you. And there was a time that the 5 best students in the universities, in this university, were women. 3 of them are women engineers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And women in engineering are doing great things. And thank you very much, sir, for encouraging us to have a skill, add knowledge, build your capacity. And with that, I want you to close us up on this panel discussion with this very question on what are the knowledge and skill sets required by women for digital transformation. I think that is something we need to know, and we need to have it at the back of our minds as we leave for the technical session breakouts.
The first tool that you need is something that women have a lot of: curiosity. You have to be curious, and you have to mind that curiosity and encourage it in your daughters and your sons. The second one is, the problem-solving mindset. If you watch our contemporaries abroad, they look at a problem or they find a pain point for a potential customer or an area, and they don't rest until they are able to find a solution to that pain point. And from that pain point comes their millions. Yeah? So that problem-solving mindset. Yeah? And finally, partnerships. We are now in a totally connected world. You cannot be we don't need masters of all trades anymore. We need specialists. And for you to make progress, you need to tap into the collaborative power of people, both in your community and across the globe. And so that ability to forge partnerships will be a skill that is required by anybody that wants to make progress in the digital era. I will stop there.
Thank you very much. Thank you, distinguished panelists. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this discussion. Awaken your curiosity. Be part of the change. Go for what you want, go for what you have, build your capacity, and network, as our panelists have just told us. It is important for us as women engineers to know that we need to have a fundamental rethinking and radical redesign of processes, of procedures, of techniques, methods that we do things, incorporating digital technology to it, and then we can achieve a remarkable change or difference in what we do, and that we can add to the growth or to the development of digital transformation in Nigeria. With that, I say thank you very much for being part of this very great event. Thank you very much, families. We appreciate it.
But thank God, at that time I had 2 teenage girls. So they were always advising me. And when I come to the meeting and I say, no, let's bring this back. I say, madam, you know what's what? I say, yes, sir. You know, you can use the resources, this is what you have to get what you need. So in 2012, we had to have an event to mark the Nigerian independence anniversary. Because every year we had a big show and we invited musicians from all over the country. At that time, a young man called Davido had just released a song called Emma Bangidu, Emma Damidu, So we invited him and worried people there. Sometimes they carry gospel. Because we invited this boy to this occasion, and then he was singing this song and nobody else did except my 2 daughters. But anyway, he came with some other guy. Some guy that was dancing with him and doing choruses. And I asked him, I said, who is this guy? And he said, he's a hype man. Do you know those people, hype man? Yes. And then I asked, what's the meaning of this song? And they said, oh yeah, Auntie Gossip, Emma, Danny. What's the meaning?
Don't stop me.
Don't stop me because
I'm the son
of a rich man. So you see, in the song itself, David Go was already hyping himself. She said, have you just know that? What else are you? By then I was already at FLSU. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say I was the vice chairman or anything. She said, why would anybody want to listen to you if you are just know that? So you need to hype yourself so that you will notice and people will know what you are, who you are, whose you are, and what you bring to the world. So hype yourself. No, so if we're going to hype ourselves, the first thing is to hype ourselves. So if your name starts with A, for instance, let me use my surname, my pen name, because it's easier for me. I want you to look for an adjective that starts with that A, that aptly describes you, how you think of yourself, and how you want us to see you. So, if I use academic, then I'm the amazing academic. So we're going to ask each of you, very much and go around. Very much. Everybody, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to think about it. For one adjective that describes who you are, who you think you are, who you know you are, how you want us to know that you are. If you are Omo Babalo, you can go ahead. Alright? So who wants to go first? Let's start from the right side. I want to go first. Alright.
Okay. Hello everybody. My name is Senami. Is that last name, Abi?
Anyone?
Last name, so I'm audacious Amusi.
Amazing
Amusi. Authentic Amusi. Outstanding. Outstanding.
Be thinking about it, though. Everybody.
I am dependable in my own way.
Dependable. Thank you very much.
How can money come with your passion? You know you have money. Money, deep for money. Oh, I can be stuff around money. I am reliable Rosie. Boy, elegant Rosie. beautiful woman.
Yes.
That is a problem. Optimus. And I am motivated Mary Jane. Yes, I am magnificent Magdalene.
I am the optimistic Rhinos.
Someone from here.
I am the swamping, sophisticated sea.
I am the majestic mama, original Ogechi.
I am the innovative idiot.
I am the sagacious Sonia.
I'm the great big recycle. I am the innovative Josephine. I am the authentic Anastasia.
Alternate persons. But I'm not sure whether we have enough. So you take numbers 1, 2, 1, 2. You start from there. 1. Whatever you take is your gift for the day. The ones from the second row, please. The ones from the second row. No. You don't get that. The ones from the second row. Ones. The ones from the second row. Thank you. The twos from the third row. Only the twos. Only the twos. Kindly go back to your seat. This is not who we are. Go back to your seat, please. On how to make your face up. So I think they call it face beating. So we'll be meeting faces here. We and a couple of our colleges to show us how to beat up our faces for today look and for the night time.
So simple, guys. We'll talk about your professional headshot. We'll talk about how to do a standard outfit. Non-verbal communication is important, very, very important. Then your digital content and conclusion. I'm not going to go through my profile, but let me hide myself. Let me hide myself a little bit. Why I should be talking about you? Pretty much, I have been in the finance world for over 12 years, and once you get into the corporate world, most likely I will, either me or somebody different will be on the panel with you. The CFO, the treasurer is usually the second or third person sitting beside the CEO.